Hey all, it's Alicia. Welcome back to my channel. Happy Saturday to you. Folks, if you live in North America, your clocks go back this weekend. Don't forget that. We all get an extra hour of sleep, but it does get dark earlier, which actually officially marks the beginning of the holiday season for me each and every year. And what a way to begin it with No Spend November. I called it No Spend November again. It's No Buy November. In my brain, it's No Spend November because it's like, girl, you can't spend a thing. I hope you're going to take a chance and to take a look at all of the amazing projects. I just saw the first 6 videos that came up and they are phenomenal. We have some of our best card makers on here and people build dimensional projects. It's amazing. It's amazing. And such a nice variety of styles, such a nice variety of paper pads. Oh, folks, if you're looking for inspiration for your Christmas cards, oh yeah, no buy, no spend November is the club you want to be checking out. And Sabrina's right about what she said in her video this morning. If you're not part of one of these communities of women, and there's 30, so that tells you something, you are missing out. I'll tell you, going through this thing with my mama, I'm astounded some days how much time people take to comment, to ask me how everything is going. Is everyone doing well? How's my mom holding up? How am I holding up? People text message me. They message me on Instagram. They call, which gets me to my next point. So yesterday, right, as y'all know, I was battling a sore throat and worrying about my mama and making a bunch of phone calls, and not a single doctor was calling me back because it's Friday in Toronto and, you know, they're like, we're not calling people back. So I was feeling kind of like, oh, I'm wasting the day. I was starting to feel badly that I was wasting the day because I wasn't getting anywhere. And then my phone rings and it's Lisa. Lisa Make New to Create. Now, folks, I didn't expect to hear from her because Lisa has begun this amazing project. I don't know if you're on her channel, you'll know this. But as of last night, Lisa is bringing crafting and craft supplies and inspiration and love to marginalized communities. And yesterday she was taking Michael's blank cards. I have a box I wanted to show you. Blank cards and Michael's paper pads and ephemera and supplies and things she hauled at the Dollar Tree, all down to a community of people who are homeless. And she's going to craft with them for hours to give them a voice. But, you know, as if that's not astounding enough, as if that's not beautiful enough, as if that's not, in my mind, profoundly spiritual. What is she doing? She found other people in the community, other people who are currently homeless, but who are super artistic. And she was so impressed with their work that she's brought them on board as craft leaders and inspired them to take that role in the community. And so here she is. It's her first night of launching this project. It's a huge endeavor. It involves carting lots of supplies. You know, potentially you're talking about 50 people, right? So I don't expect to hear from Lisa. Oh no, she's got a big day. And I was thinking about her. So I was like, oh, what happened? My phone rings and it's Lisa. And she's in the car. And she says, you know, I was listening to your video while I was driving, and I'm so sorry about that setback, but I got to tell you, girl, there's got to be a reason for it. And it's funny that Lisa said that, because, you know, if you take a look at some of the comments I've left for people who said, oh no, Alicia, my first reaction was, oh no, too. But then I realized if I wasn't here, imagine what would happen to my mom. Like if I had gone home before this happened, I'd have to fly back again. And that would be so much harder. So, and I'll tell you, there's an even more complicating factor. So my husband and my service dog were flying back to New York. But because this happened, my husband changed the ticket. And he's coming here today with my dog. So many of you have asked me about Nush. I couldn't bring her here if I couldn't care for her. So I'm gone sometimes, guys, 10, 12 hours a day with my mom. Sometimes. And I can't leave my dog alone for that long. And I can't ask my bestie to be responsible. It's not right. She and my dog have a great relationship. They're like best friends. She wouldn't have minded. But I feel like that's imposing upon, you know, it's bad enough I've crashed in my bestie's house. I've converted my bedroom into a craft space. I use her kitchen table every day to make projects. And instead of being aggravated by that, my bestie's like, oh, let me see that. Let me see that. What are you making? Show me some of the videos. Oh, what did this person make today? She's just been nothing but wonderful. So how could I add more pressure to that? But my husband and my pup are coming today, folks. And that means I get a little help. It means I get a little support and I get my puppy love. For those of you that have a furry member of the family, be it a cat, be it a dog, be it a bird. I know some of you have amazing birds. You'll understand. Having her, I'm normally not without her. She travels with me everywhere. So this whole time I haven't had her. And so she's a great source of comfort when things are tough or when I just need a little furry hug. She's not much of a hugger. She never has been since puppyhood. But she knows when I need a hug, and she'll find her way to do it quickly. But I get her today, and I'm glad she's okay. She did the airport travel no problem with my husband, which is amazing because she does not always listen to him. So she must have known she was coming home to mama because Perry said she was on her best behavior, like her very best behavior. And I was like, he sent me photos of her standing guard. And I was like, there's my puppy. You know, folks, she's 14 and a half. You're supposed to retire them already, and I got an extension. She's only allowed to work this year, but this puppy does not want to retire. She loves working. So I could see from all the photos, she's like, I'm proud. Look at me doing my job. So I have a little proud mama moment. So yeah, they're coming today. But it also means I have to clean up my crafty mess because I do have crafty mess. And why is that? Well, folks, I digressed. I was telling you this whole story about Lisa. All right, so she was watching my video. Or she was not watching, she was driving. So she was listening to my video. And she calls me. She calls me. Right before this big event. She doesn't have time to call me, but she calls me. And she says, so you know what, hun? You were meant to be there. You were meant to not go home this weekend. And this is just a plan, and you just got to go with it. And I was like, no, I thought about that too, and I've concluded the same thing. Now, Lisa knows I'm not a religious person. She knows that. But she knows this has been a really challenging period. She knows I have a close relationship with my mama, and I'm the kid who provides the most support. I have siblings, folks, but they live in a different province, which is like living in a different state. They live an airplane ride away, and I'm the primary caregiver. I know I live an airplane ride away too, but it's different. So she was like, look, I'm going to pray this all works out. I'm going to pray. And then she just did. Now, I have to tell you, I was moved to tears, and I don't cry easily, but I was moved to tears because who takes the time on the day of a major event to call another friend and say, I know this has been a really rough period for you. I want to help you through. And then takes the time to go through a whole thing and pray to make sure that the whole situation eases when you have 50 people coming to do crafting. That's Lisa Made New to Create, folks. That's Lisa. I've told you this for months and months. You know, she has a special heart. She is a special person, and I could not believe it. And I was quite teary, mostly because I couldn't believe how lucky I am to have someone like Lisa in my life. So I have to tell you all, the reason Lisa is not online in the last 24 hours is because she's too busy inspiring people who don't have a voice to craft and find their artistic voice. How amazing is that? It's truly something else. I'm putting Lisa's channel down below. If you don't already know Lisa, and most of you do, but if you don't, you are missing out. She is a special, special person. And thanks again, Lisa. You know what you did yesterday meant so much to me. So much. And I'm not a phone person, folks. I'm a texter. I'm not even an emailer. You know, I was a fast adapter to texting. So I am a texter. But Lisa knew that this was like, I don't know, somehow she just knew that phone call was going to make things better. And it did. So thank you, Lisa. Now, what about this nice list? Funny that I cannot believe the tree Craft On knew. Like, she opened up her package of flowers. She's like, I guess I made the nice list. I can't believe it. I was going to do an announcement this weekend, and Tree sort of jumped ahead and caught on. I was like floored. She was the first to get her nice package. So y'all know I'm a little bit behind. And as much as I would love to have all of the nice list packages done by Christmas, I don't know if that's going to be possible. And that's mostly because I'm either at the hospital or I don't have paper. So it's a bit of a setback, and I'm committing to No Spend November. I really am, because I think it's a wonderful project that Sabrina's launched, and I like this idea of not spending right before Christmas to ease up pressure on people financially, and also because I think the spirit of Christmas is something different. I think it's about showing love and celebrating, not about gifts. So I love that Sabrina did this. So I'm really committed to it despite not having supplies. I'm doing my best. But that does put a bit of a glitch in getting all my packages out. I have a little help, however, from a certain somebody, and I'm not going to say any more, who is helping get out some things to some special folks who are on the nice list. So yes, there is a nice list, and I'll show you guys something. So last night, okay, so this is a bag you can buy here at the Dollarama for like 33 cents, but it's like a giant Santa sack. And it's what I call my sack-a-rack. Sack-a-rack! I'll have to pull out the ones that don't have addresses yet on them. So right now, for instance, I have a little package going to Miss Judy Barker. Yes, I do. There's something that she mentioned. And whose is this? Oh, this is Cruz. And that's not really her rack attack. That's something else. And this is for Missouli. And let's see. Oh, Miss Alicia Love Letter Generation's in here. And so is Kathy, Cats All Create. Now, I'm almost finished something for Miss Betty Waldeck, which hopefully I'll be able to share the packaging up. And also something for Miss Bertha and something for Miss Pat. But folks, I am a little bit behind. So forgive me if you don't get your little mini package by the end of December. It's just because I didn't have enough time after Spend November to do it in time. But basically what I did throughout the last 6 months is when people were particularly kind and supportive, and I'm going to give you a really easy example. Carrie Martin and Kayla P. So Miss Pat, as we all know, lives with progressive MS, and she's had some really tough health hurdles. And Carrie Martin and Kayla P are there every day to check in on her, make sure she's okay. Carrie Martin sent me updates every day to let me know how Pat was doing. If there was a glitch of any kind, Carrie alerted me. That's going above and beyond. I mean, yes, they have a friendship that they built on YouTube, but Carrie didn't have to update me every day, but she did. And Kayla P and Carrie have become this like very important support network for Pat. So that's an example. I wrote them down on a little list. Yes, I have a little list. And so Carrie Martin and Kayla P, you are going to get something in the mail. You're not going to know right away that it's for me. You'll know it, though, when you open it. You'll know it when you open it. That's all I'm going to say. And that should come to you sometime in the next few weeks. So I'm going to slowly get my way through them. There's a lot of people that made that list. And I'm trying to make like a handmade item to go with what I'm sending. And that's why I'm a little challenged right now. Because I'm supply-less. I don't have a paper cutter. Guys, those cards that I made, one of them, the wreath one, came out straight, despite having wonky scissors, no paper cutter, no die, no ruler. But poor Kathy, Cats All Create's card is a little off, a tiny bit off. And that's just because I don't have any tools here. I bought a cheap glue gun that I do have here. I have the mini glue gun here. That's it. I don't have anything else. I don't have my die cutter. I don't have anything. I don't have my paper cutter. I have nothing. So I'm doing my best. And we all know I'm not a good fussy cutter. Kayla P is a great fussy cutter. But even if I wanted to fussy cut, I don't have fussy cutting scissors. So if I'm a little bit behind, it's not that I'm not thinking about you. It's not that I don't want to get this done. It's that I'm a little supply challenged. But I will do my best. If I have to forfeit putting in a handmade item in order to get some things out, I will. But I really do want to put a handmade item in if I can. That's what the nice list is. So if you randomly get a weird package in the mail, it's probably because in the last 6 months you did something that made me go, hey, that was really nice. That was really nice. And I wanted to sort of recognize that in my own way. So Tree, you figured it out. I really cracked up that you figured it out. Well, y'all, I don't know what you're up to today, but I got to do a little crafty cleaning up because my husband and pup are arriving. And right now my bedroom looks like Michael's. Yes, it does. There are craft supplies everywhere. Everywhere. Yeah, I mean, I did go and make sure I got paint from the dollar store, from the Dollarama here. I did go get brushes. I got what I could here. But no paper cutter. Oh, no, not at these prices, folks. Again, you know what's even crazier? Canada's so expensive. New Zealand and Australia are even more. So Alice, absolutely Alice. Hey, Alice. She sent me a photograph of the glue pricing. I'm totally changing her holiday gift, and I told her that. And I think for Alicia and Susan Allhouse, too. Because, guys, listen to me. The glue... Okay, we thought $11.99 was crazy for Mod Podge. What if it were $15.99? Yeah, that's how much they're paying. I was like, wow. That's just insanity. So I decided for Alice, I'm sending her a box of good glue, and I think I'm doing the same thing for Alicia, and I think I'm doing the same thing for Susan Allhouse. because they can't afford to buy glue. How can you buy paper if your glue is $16? Wow. Wow. It makes crafting a real expensive hobby. That's all I gotta say. Anyway, I'm working on all this stuff, but I gotta clean up first because I do have stuff everywhere. And you know my husband hates a crafty mess. And we are staying at my bestie's instead of at his aunt's. And so it's tighter quarters, so I can't have my crap everywhere. And it is everywhere. Plus, my puppy needs room to frolic. So that's my day, and then I'm heading down to my mom, and then I'm meeting my husband and my dog back at the airport. So it is a busy day. Forgive me if I don't comment until tomorrow. Forgive me. I watched as many videos as I could this morning, but I have to leave after I clean up in about 40 minutes. So forgive me if I don't finish watching the videos until either late tonight or tomorrow morning. I hope whatever you do today, it's something joyful. And I hope that watching the No by November really cheers you up, gives you inspiration, helps you see new ways of making cards. It sure made me think of new ways to make cards this morning. And I hope that you do something for yourself so that you feel sort of peaceful and rested, because we are entering the holiday season, folks, and that can be a very chaotic time. So don't forget, a little self-care goes a long way. That counts for this girl too. I did not go to the hospital yesterday. And that's just because I had a sore throat, and I knew if I rested, it would go away. No sore throat today. All right, y'all. Take real good care, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.